What is up, and welcome into the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I am your host, Ezra McCann, and I'm joined, as always, by my outstanding co-hosts. He's a Chicago Public League legend. He's a Simeon legend. He is a Grambling State legend. He's the head coach of the Simeon Wolverines baseball team. He is none other than Brandon Williams, a.k.a. Coach Smoke. And I forgot to mention that you were all SWAC when you played at Grambling State. I am sorry. You deserve that respect. My bad. And we've got our NFL draft and just football expert. He is our GM. He is Glenn Morgan. And gentlemen, glad to see you guys. How you guys holding up here?
I'm doing all right. You need to give yourself an introduction, man. I mean, easy,
smooth talking
mofo from Hampton. I
haven't really done anything. I played 1 year of college football. That.
Yeah, because
nobody cares.
Hey man,
I played so many years of football.
That's more than some of these cats talking sports.
Yeah.
Dude, some of these. Oh, my bad, Jim. I ain't mean
hey.
I wasn't even talking about you. I'm talking about these national media guys.
Oh man. So yeah, I didn't really do anything, man. I was a very good high school football player. That's it.
Look, man, if Danny Parkins can make it to the national media, why can't we?
He's really good at talking though. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Is he?
I think it's a play here with that, but hey, I think he stamped himself as the Caleb guy, and so he's either gonna be the media hero or the media goat, meaning they gonna trash him if things go bad.
Well, he was extremely happy with Caleb's performance Sunday against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
4 touchdown day.
Yeah.
One was it 143.5 QB rating.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
290 some odd yards.
He keeps that
298.
Parkers might be right about this guy. I don't know.
I
I can't argue what he did against the Cowboys. Now, mind you, it is the Cowboys. Their defense is not really all that great, but he was able to put up those numbers. You got to give him that credit.
Yes.
Now we also saw this in week 5 last year, the London game.
Week 6.
Yeah. Against
Jaguars,
where he had a 4 touchdown game as well. So.
And we saw this with Mitch Trubisky against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's right. He had like 6 touchdowns, right? Yeah.
6 touchdowns.
Yeah. So I'm not ready to anoint this guy as the savior yet, but I'm gonna give him credit. It was a heck of a game. The team played a heck of a game.
Mm-hmm.
As pissed off as I was last week against Detroit, which we didn't discuss.
We're real front runners. Detroit kicked the podcast up. They kicked the ass so bad the podcast had to take a break after that.
As bad as that game went, I was the complete opposite Sunday evening after the Bears win. It just makes life better. I don't know why. And I'm ticked off at myself for even allowing that to happen.
To be the case.
Yeah. But I mean, watching Sunday Night Football was just better. Dinner was good. I slept well. It's crazy. I should not let the Bears affect my life like that, but it is what it is.
It was the fact that it was September 21st.
Yeah.
The greatest day in America.
By the way, yes, let's wish a belated happy birthday to Coach Smoke.
Happy birthday, bro!
Happy birthday!
It was destined to happen. They didn't want to ruin my birthday, so they say we're gonna go crazy today. No, but it was a great game. I felt it. And I mean, it was very limited. The very beginning, I'm like, oh shit, here we go. We went 3 and out to start the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And I'm like, oh, what the hell? And then Tariq Stevenson's play on defense flipped the game. Then with with CD going down, I knew it was going to be hard for the Cowboys. How we were scoring, the Cowboys were still moving the ball, but their drives were so like lengthy, and it was like they couldn't get a big play. I'm like, oh yeah, this just keeps scoring. I found myself constantly worried, like because I'm like, okay, we not pulling away. They end up tying the game up. Then it was like, okay, but then we scored before half and all that. But all in all, back to Caleb, that was great to see. I have to give him the credit he deserves because had he not did that versus that Cowboy defense, we'll be having a whole different problem right now. So yes, I know the Cowboy defense stinks, but for him to go out there and execute like he did was amazing. Now, can we stack those games? Can we stack them? Because it was the Cowboys defense. And we saw what Russell Wilson looked like versus the Cowboys defense, and then he got benched after his performance the next week. So, that does worry me a little bit because Russell Wilson threw for 450 versus that Cowboy defense. Like insane. 450 is crazy. As great as Caleb looked, he didn't get close to 450 yards. So, it's like
They
that's
did. Don't let's not forget that first drive in the third quarter.
I was going to get to
that
19
was
plays.
amazing.
They
That
ran the
was
ball like
11 straight times.
11 straight times.
11 straight
So
times.
that took away. I mean, I thinking back, um, the start of the half to the end of that drive. I mean,
They ran up 9 minutes
10,
and
yeah,
something.
10 minutes, yeah, almost 10 minutes of
game
play. And
time.
I just remember thinking, I was like, oh my, this is the quickest third quarter I've ever experienced. I don't know, I don't remember the last time the Bears had a 19 play drive.
I don't think I've ever had
I
one in my
can't
lifetime.
remember. Yeah.
15 is few and far in between, but 19, I've never. I don't know that I've ever seen an NFL team with a 19. I can't even do that on a video game. I mean,
Yeah,
if it was 16,
yeah.
17,
I've never seen
it's
that
hard to
before.
do that.
19 is a
Yeah.
lot.
Yes, I agree with everything both you guys have said. I think to a degree, you're right. It's a different conversation if Caleb does not have clear success against the Cowboys, which he did. As you guys just alluded to a few moments ago, that 19 play drive, the execution of that, the consistency, that's when you start to see the discipline pay off. That's when you know the coaching and the players, they're starting to understand one another, and the execution is something that which was been missing and lacking the first two games and previous regimes. We haven't seen anything like we're all three of us remarking about just how phenomenal that was. The defense stepped up. All things considered, now I was impressed with three things: the 19 play drive, the defense, because the Cowboys' offense is formidable. It's they're running a lot better than teams would have expected with Williams and Sanders. You before he got hurt, you've got CD and Pickens on the outside. Prescott's been passing very well. Decent offensive line, got a good tight end. I mean, they can put up some points, and so for a team that being the Bears to have given up as many points as spectacularly badly as they did against the Lions, to come back and be able to hold that team, to that team being the Cowboys, to the amount of points that they had. I thought that was a good job, considering they're still not healthy. You still don't have your TJ, you still don't have Jalen, you still don't have Gordon. So for Tariq to be as abused as he was, against the Lions, to come back with tenacity and effectiveness. And he almost had a pick six. He jumped that was a really good pass defense. We almost got the pick, but taking the fumble the way you did, and then like you just said, spearheading, a change, being able to be an agent of change for the team. Those were all good signs. And the other thing I was impressed with, and I think this is a little bit of a The combination of Caleb and the head coach Ben Johnson. Um, you see Ben Johnson be able to fingerprints. We got the flea flicker. You get one of those special plays. You see the implementation of the tight ends. They're off the milk cartons now. Luther Burden, the third, being involved in the game to where you're
from the
getting
start.
from the start, yeah, from the start, and you're getting explosive plays. The running game, it's going to be an issue until we really get. I think the running back room is going to have to change in of itself. And for an offensive line that's been beleaguered, I thought you saw the coach put a good game plan together, the players executed, and Caleb being the captain of the ship and guiding them to navigating the victory the way he did. I thought those were three things that stood out to me the most. That being said, they did what they were supposed to do. They rebounded from an ass whooping. I believe the ass whooping was the best thing that can happen to them because you can't make any excuses from that Detroit loss. You can't say we was close, we almost this, we almost that. No, by no stretch of the means can you say anything about that other than you get your ass whooped, so you know where you're not. You can't fool yourself after that one. And the coach, Campbell, did Johnson a favor. You don't have to try and convince your players they need to focus this week. You don't have to try and convince them that they need to do whatever. They all you ain't got to say shit. You just get right down to brass tacks and put your head to the grindstone and do what you did. And that's a good thing because everybody from the defense to the head coach to the defensive coordinator to the players, everybody was culpable. So now, where do you go from here? That's the question. And you're going to face a Raiders team on the road. Something else that came out during preseason, they didn't look good on the road. You got to learn how to maneuver in terms of your structure. How are you guys going to approach your road games? So the last one didn't go so well. It was in Detroit. It wasn't a long road trip. This time you're going over some time zones and you're going to Sin City. So distractions, all those kind of stuff. But you're about to face a team where the head coach likes to run the ball, and they're going to want to use their shiny toy, Ashton Genty, who's chomping at the bit to attack the Bears. Now, as well as the defense played, they still had a hard time and didn't do really good against the run. They had their moments, but they were getting gashed by Sanders and Javonte Williams of the Cowboys. So you believe it, Ashton Genty's licking his chops. The tight ends for the Raiders are a handful, and they've got some explosive players in terms of receiving. And the secondary for the Bears is banged up and has been cannibalized at times by other teams. So Thornton Jr. for the Raiders has got length and speed. And Trey Tucker just went off last week and got 3 touchdowns and had over 100 plus yards receiving. He's another guy that can stretch you deep. So offensively, they got their hands full. So it'll be a good test, is my point. And once we can stack wins, as you mentioned, to go from 0-2 as bad as it was looking to finish before the bye at 2-2 is good and better than what would have been expected after the beginning. I think before the season began, people hoping 3-1, 2-2, depending on, who you lose. Maybe the Detroit line be a loss, blah, blah, blah. But to be 0-2 the way they were 0-2 and to turn that around going into the bye gives you a week to prepare for a Washington team that, is as beatable as anybody else. Your arrow's pointing up. So, yay team.
Yay team. Yeah. Oh, that's true as it get. I mean,
offensive line play looked very good as opposed to what happened in week 2 up in Detroit. Your left tackle, Braxton Jones, according to PFF, no sacks given up. Well, we knew that because Caleb didn't get sacked.
You're running the ball a lot too.
But 0 pressures.
It's good.
Zero pressures for
But
That
Braxton
Cowboys
Jones.
defense is so bad. That is
no, no, no,
But
no,
still,
crazy.
hey,
no,
not even the
Micah.
pressure though.
Oh my
That's a
god!
good
I mean,
thing.
I don't mean, and I know this sounds bad being a Bears fan that I'm saying that, but
No,
god
it's
damn, they're
true.
bad.
They are.
They're bad, man. Watching that game, I'm like, oh, this defense is terrible.
Yes.
Like our receivers, like it was the game I always pray for.
Guys wide
Wide
open.
open receiver.
Guys were open.
The game I
Guys were hitting
always pray
stride.
for. But damn, I need to see it done against a good defense because I've seen it done against good defenses. Not for us, but as a seeing that the one throw though that Caleb made that impressed me the most was the throw up the middle to Luther Burton that he threw over the two
Yeah, he
defenders.
layered it. Yeah, he layered it.
I'm like, now that throw, forget all them other throws with Flea Flicker or DJ Dunze with Diggs falling.
Right.
I'm like, that throw there was a big time throw.
Yes.
That's the throw that I would love the media to talk about and not he rolled out and threw it 30 yards. No one else can do that. I don't want to hear that. Can he make that throw that he made there? And I want to see more of that type of throws. Like it was good to watch.
Consistent.
So I guess Jim, you know more about the Raiders. I mean, of course they got Max Crosby, so that's a pass rusher that could cause hell.
The secondary is not a big name secondary, but they're solid. To your point, as far as, or maybe I don't know if it's to your point, but what I felt you were getting towards, as far as the defenses and Dallas being so god awful, I really, this is a decent stretch of teams coming up where Caleb can get into a rhythm in terms of not facing overpowering defenses, but defenses that are susceptible. New Orleans, Baltimore has proven to be extremely susceptible. I mean, they give it up a lot of. I mean, this does not look like a Baltimore Raven defense. The Bengals. It may not be until they get to the Giants, maybe Minnesota again, before you're really seeing a defense that can challenge them on all levels with the front four, front three, the linebackers in the secondary. Vegas should be decent in terms of a bit of a pass rush, but I don't think their defense is so impenetrable that it's a good test. It's a good solid test. It'd be something to make what Caleb did last week not seem like it was just against a bad defense. It can add some credibility. But Washington, again, susceptible. The Saints, they're not the same defense. Hell, their defensive coordinator is now our defensive coordinator. The former head coach is now our defensive coordinator. And I just mentioned before, Baltimore struggling. The Bengals haven't had a good defense in a while. And the Giants, who knows what the Giants will look like by early November. So, it could be Minnesota again before you're seeing a defense to really, really challenge you. And then you get into a little bit of a tough stretch with you got Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Green Bay, Cleveland, and then Green Bay again. So
Cleveland.
Hey,
it's crazy.
That's a real defense.
I told y'all, let's see them people on the road.
Yeah.
Before we crown them.
Well, I think they were a little arrogant when they went there. I
don't care. Fade into my point.
Defensively, they showed up though, man.
Yeah, I told you who was gonna be the problem.
Well, I'm talking about Green Bay.
I know, but I said who was gonna be the problem, not the defense. Yeah. Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I don't trust him.
Well, the Bears could mess around, man. And, all these teams, before the season began, everyone's checking off Baltimore as a loss because Cincinnati's on the road. It's kind of iffy. You're looking at the Saints and the Giants, probably wins. Washington, iffy. The Raiders, maybe. Dallas should have been a win. The Bears could mess around, man, and run off 6 games. They could easily, I don't say easily, but they can. It's conceivable that they can go 4-2, 5-1.
Gotta see how it looks next. I gotta see how it looks Sunday.
Oh yeah, a lot. Because I mean, keep in mind as I say that, over the next 6 games, 4 of those are on the road.
Be careful
So
doing that. Remember last year,
yeah.
I said 7-2 going into the second half.
Well, that's why I said conceivable. I mean, but they have a shot. And here's the thing too. Hopefully some guys are getting better. Hopefully you have a situation where the running game evolves a little bit more. Monangai maybe gets involved a bit more. Maybe the Bears get another running back to help Swift out. Whatever the case might be. And you never know how those other teams are going to be either with attrition. So, but it's conceivable. After week 2, we're like, oh shit, 5 wins maybe. Now, after one decisive win against a horrible defense, but you look at what happened last week with the other teams too. You see Washington struggling a little bit. You've seen Vegas. You've seen Baltimore struggle. You've seen the teams ahead of them struggling. Brings it. It was a congregation towards the means. It's they're falling back to where we thought the Bears are moving up a little bit. So it's very, very quite possible that you can see the Bears to go 4-2. I mean, you're looking at a 5-14.
First time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season. We're just beginning, but it's possible, man. It's conceivable.
Any given Sunday, anything can happen, as we can see. Because that 52, what was it? What was the final score in Detroit?
50-14 or something like that.
52-21.
21.
Yeah. I just at that point right there, I knew we weren't winning another game. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Dallas just won a shootout. How are we gonna hang with Dallas? So
right.
so yeah, hey, any given Sunday, man,
I knew we would hang
never
with
know.
them. I just didn't think we'd stop them.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Right. The bounce back for the defense. That's it, as much as we question, Caleb and the offense's success against a really bad Cowboy defense. On the flip side, you got to look at how beleaguered our defense was. It went up against a pretty good offense. Mm-hmm. CeeDee Lamb injury aside, they weren't still blowing the Bears off. Weren't blowing the Bears. It wasn't like you thought at any point in time that the Bears weren't going to be able to answer back. You know what I'm saying? Or get a stop here or there. So, and again, Penei Sewell's all over the field. I mean, Edmonds had a couple of picks that game. He's all over the field. So. And that's another thing we have to remember too, man. As much as the focus is on this offense, and because it's been forever when the Bears ever gonna have an offense, the assumption is the defense is always going to be good, and they weren't. They haven't been. But again, it's a new coordinator. These guys are learning how to replay, or not replay. They're learning how to play alongside one another differently. And I think some of that game with Detroit, we didn't really get into it, but I think there's a lot of miscommunication. I think that comes from assumption. Some of these guys have played alongside one another for at least maybe 2 seasons, 1 to 2 seasons. And when you're in that defense, you get used to it. And now you have a new calls and new assignments, and you may, defer or not defer, but you may kind of, go back to the defense how you used to play. So you're assuming your teammate's going to be right next to you because that's where they've always been when this type of play happens. But they have a different assignment now, or he gets confused and no one's talking, or they're reacting and responding lately because there's an assumption involved. And you see Jameson Williams go past you, past 3 defensive backs on a bomb. You see, St. Brown tearing you up. You see Goff picking you apart because they know what they're doing, and they've got new coordinators, but the coordinators are just kind of doing, re-emphasizing what they've been doing.
Right. He was there. He was already there.
Yeah, they were already there. So it's like the same thing, but there's tweaks. It's not like a whole change. And these guys, I mean the Lions, they've all played together alongside one another for 3, 4. Some of these guys maybe even 3 to 5 years. So they were good. The Bears are like, what, who, how, what, where, when, and why. And they had no answer for none of that 52 points. And so they probably, really focused and structured on keeping things a lot more simple. And we saw that play out defensively so that the talent that these guys have could play more. They could play faster. They could play without hesitation and overthinking. And my point in this whole long diatribe is that basically the defense is probably going to become more sound, more consistent. And with the offense getting some footing from the Dallas game, there's a strong possibility that both the offense and defense can be moving forward at the same time, which we haven't really seen. Usually one unit is better than the other, and usually it's the defense. So yeah, that's my hope. I'm being positive this time.
But one can say that the defense has been our better unit this season in totality. Outside of the Detroit game, the defense was dominating that Vikings game until the last quarter.
Yeah, the last quarter counts.
I get it. I get it. I'm not taking it away, but the offense really hasn't done anything until this Cowboys game. Nothing. Like we finally saw something in that Cowboy game. We saw what the defense could potentially do. And that first game against what's crazy is the game against Minnesota had what we had game 3 versus game 2 against Detroit. We actually had our guys to start the game, and then they got re-hurt because we was getting our brains kicked in. But like, I mean, the defense had, like, outside of that game, to me, was playing. I'm one to tend to believe with the fourth quarter, Minnesota was a factor of being gassed because our offense literally wasn't doing a goddamn thing. And, I think they fell into that trap of just being tired. But to me, they've played of the 3 games, to majority of one game and then all of the third game. They played really well. I mean, so we should see. We should see. I mean, that was a rookie quarterback that they faced. And I just think now we see that Detroit is really goddamn good, man.
Yeah, they showed out
really goddamn good. Like, I truly feel, I do believe in Green Bay defense. I do believe in their defense, but I do also think the factor of being hyped up off getting Michael Parsons, that being such a big move, that Detroit ran into a trap. Like, you ain't winning this game today, people. Like, it's over with.
And historically, they don't play well in Green Bay.
Right.
Yeah. Like, so like, I'm like a lot of people left that game thinking, I mean, on schedule, oh man, do they miss Ben Johnson? Now, because people were talking about, did they let the wrong coordinator go? The guy that went to the Jets versus who they still got. Now, don't nobody, the Jets offense is, I mean, but I mean, dude, is the game against us and then the game against Baltimore. Shit, dude might be in line for a job next year if they keep that up. So I'm like, that Detroit team is just really good still. Like, let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, the talent is definitely there. And I was just looking at some of these records. Right now, the NFL's got a lot of bad teams. Like 15 teams have one win or less. That's that damn. It's only 32 teams. It's damn near half the league.
Shit,
is that bad, or is that just parity throughout?
No, I think it's bad. I think it's bad
because I don't think it's parity.
No, I think it's bad because Miami's a bad team. No, Miami's a bad team. Miami's a bad team. Tennessee is new in terms of head coach, rookie quarterback. They're not good. The Giants are not good on offense yet. Houston is someone we didn't expect to. They look a lot worse because there's no offensive line. Defense is really good. Offensive line is trash. And so Stroud can't do anything. They can't run the ball.
It's a follow from last year, though. They weren't that good.
Right, but they made the playoffs last year. They look even worse now.
I would say there are I think Buffalo, maybe throw the Chargers in there, Philly, obviously, Though they haven't really looked great.
They never look great. They didn't look great most of last year. They just gonna win when it matters.
Right. San Francisco's a pretender. They're
Yes,
getting
Yeah.
by.
I
Um,
think Tampa's a pretender.
I think Tampa
I
is.
don't like Tampa at all.
I think
I,
Tampa's a.
I
I
like.
think they're scary, but they're not gonna.
But I say that to say it's those three teams I named. Maybe even
Detroit,
two,
Green Bay,
maybe it's just yeah, Detroit. Yeah, Detroit.
Detroit and Green Bay.
So four
Buffalo.
teams. Right. I said
Five,
Buffalo
five,
and I put the Chargers in there.
Well, here's a team that you're not really talking about that is
and
it's
the
a
Rams.
really
I mean
the
they play Philly well.
They,
I don't know if they scare me.
sure do. They've only lost 3 games like the last like what 14 or 15, and it's like
And who
all
was
three
one
was
of
to
those
Philly.
losses?
and
No,
only.
all three of those was Philly.
I
They
was about
lost
to
to the
say
Bears.
that was in the beginning
And
of.
that was in the beginning. I said like the last 12 or so
Oh,
games. I
God.
we'll go about that.
I'm just
But but
saying.
but 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 the team you're not including that, and I'm gonna give myself, we'll see what happens. Get myself a little pat on the back because I picked this team to win that division. It's the Colts. Colts are solid.
Yeah.
And I know no one believes in Daniel Jones, but this is where again coaching matters. What I say last year, I said Sam Darnold was going to be a lot better than people expect. Minnesota's going to be a problem. You just tripping, like, dude. You have to look and see who's coaching who and how their skill set matches up with what the coach does. And that's the same coach, James Steichen, same guy that was the offense coordinator for Jalen Hurts. Jalen's a nice quarterback, but he's not. Don't confuse him with a passer. He's a thrower. He can throw some nice passes, but he's not that passing guy yet. It's just not, and that's fine. But when you can utilize the things he does, so he don't have to have him passing 30, 40 times a game, but he can be effective and efficient in the 20 to 25 times he passes, and the offense is running, he's executing the offense, blah, blah, blah. You get the best out of him. Daniel Jones isn't some guy's going to pick you apart, but he's a heck of an athlete. He's got a good arm. And when you don't ask him to do too much and he can execute the offense, they got one of the best offensive lines. They got one of the top 5 running backs in the league. They've got a cadre of wide receivers with speed, height, length, decent tight. Now they got a heck of a tight end. And then you look at the defense, it's a no-name defense because it's Indianapolis and they don't have a superstar on defense, but they're solid. There's no great weakness. They can rush the passer. They can play the run. They're pretty good in coverage. That team is, I'm not saying that's a Super Bowl team, but that's a team that's going to be in the playoffs and might have home field advantage. And you never know. It can make a difference in 1 or 2 games in the playoffs. But I agree with you. Tampa Bay, too many close games early on. That's a recipe for not being sustainable when you need to win it, as a seed, in a playoff, we got to win 2 or 3 in a row. You're beating these teams who aren't necessarily great teams yet, and you're barely beating them. So yeah, man, and the Bengals are, they ain't gonna be nothing because Burrow's gone, so they're gonna fall off. So yeah, man, it's not a lot of really good. Even Pittsburgh hasn't been really super impressive, and they're an older team.
Were we expecting that?
I was expecting them to be a solid team. I expected them to probably make the playoffs because of the head coach, because they got some additional talent on offense and defense, but they're an old aging team. They need their health to be effective. And right now, their defense isn't even looking like how they looked traditionally. So, yeah, it's a lot of bad teams in the NFL, man.
I think my point, what I was trying to make earlier was that you got these,
You,
five
so
really good teams. I think everybody else is basically
I think, yeah, I get
together.
what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think we
yeah.
took when you said parity that it was everyone is pretty much
No, I'm saying that.
up here, but it's a lot of teams that are at the same level. They
Yeah,
are just bad.
yeah.
They're not that good.
I
We
think
have a lot of bad teams.
that's what we're seeing right now early on in the season. Hell, Carolina put up 30 points against Atlanta. They
Yeah,
beat
that
Atlanta 30-0 on Sunday. So
that Atlanta talk is over with.
yeah, I don't know
I
if it's
got to push
over,
back a
but
little bit.
What?
I got to push back. I know you're saying parity, but I'm like, no, these are bad teams.
That's what I'm saying.
They're all
That's what I'm saying.
they're all
I'm
bad. That's
saying
parity.
when I thought I'm with you, Jim. I'm thinking when initially he said parity that it's a lot of good teams at the same, but I think he's saying it in reverse. That's what I was saying. He's saying there's a lot of bad teams.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Everyone's together.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that. I don't agree with everyone's together. I think they're bad because of execution. It's not parity meaning our talent's the same. There are some teams that are talented, but they're playing like crap. They're playing bad football. The Ravens,
maybe they aren't that talented.
No, dude, you cannot look at a Ravens team and go, they're not talented.
Well, no, they are. They probably on paper
Yeah.
they probably have the most talent in the league. But if you're not showing it, what is it?
But it's not parity. You're playing. It's bad. It's bad football. It's coming out play. It's like it's not. To me, parity is you're going to have a lot of teams that have similar schedules because we're all cannibalizing one another. I don't think that's the case. I think these are just like you look at the Chiefs. They'll probably be better later on, but they're struggling right now. Their offense is struggling. They're not playing they're playing lesser than what they normally play. The Cowboys are a bad team. They're a field goal away from being 0-3. Denver's probably the best 1 or 2 team. I mean, Denver's probably the best 1 or 2 team there.
And the Jaguars are the worst 2-1 team.
Yeah, and San Francisco's a fraud at 3-0. I mean, Miami's bad. I mean, the Jets might be the best 0-3 team, but they're still bad. I mean, I don't think I get what you're saying, parity, but I don't think there's a lot of parity to me was showing the records at some point where you're going to see teams that are hovering around 500. I think you're going to see a lot of teams like at 43% winning and lower. These teams are bad, bro. I think you're going to see some really good records for some teams because they'll be beat up by everybody else. And just a lot of the Bears have a shot. I like to say that the Bears, because there is some bad football being played by some bad teams, I'm almost on board to think that the Bears got a really good shot to make the playoffs. 10-7, or dare I say 11-6.
They're not winning 11 games.
Bro, look, man, I'm the first one to be like, nah, I'm always gonna be like, 7-8, whatever. You look at the schedule and look at these bad teams coming up that they have to play. Dude,
the Saints,
terrible.
The Ravens aren't playing well right now. Now it's on the roll, so
the Ravens
intimidated in that game. Though.
Dude, if the Bears get on a roll coming into Baltimore might be 1-3 after this week. They got to play the Chiefs in Kansas City, and Lamar's like 1-7 against Patrick Mahomes. They could be 1-3, bro. Derrick Henry's head is messed up.
I'll give you one team on this list right on the Bears schedule right now that's just bad, and that's New Orleans. That's a bad.
The Giants are bad. The Bengals are bad. Dude, there's no Burrow. Dude, Browning looked so bad last week.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Browning did look bad. Those interceptions were bad, man.
Were bad. Dude,
that game was just crazy though. For like a 30-second stretch, they had like 4 straight fumbles. It was like
playing bad. They ain't parity. That's bad football, dude. Geno's gonna give up an interception. He's good for one of those. Bears can sneak in there, come away with a close win. Washington, is Jaden gonna be healthy? Do you trust Mariota?
41 on this Raiders defense with Mariota.
Yeah.
So there you go. I mean, then you go over to get November. Okay, at Minnesota, probably gonna be tough. But who's the quarterback? Is it Wentz?
It's JJ.
Is it JJ? Is it Wentz?
I hope it's JJ.
I kind of hope it's JJ too.
Could this be a reemergence of or what do you call it? A revitalization of
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz's career here.
Well, he's with the right team and the right coach. If anybody's gonna get you right, it's gonna be O'Connell.
He gonna be Cooper Rush. Andy Dalton type quarterback. He
Dude,
ain't finna do what Sam Darnold did. I can tell you that.
okay, maybe. Dude, Pittsburgh, that's going to be here in Chicago. Their defense isn't what it used to be. Philly's
Aaron
probably,
Rodgers.
yeah, you know, Philly at Green Bay, probably going to be extremely tough games. But we owe Green Bay, in more ways than one. See what happens.
I'm just glad that Eagles game is not on Thanksgiving.
Well, what's on Black
It's
Friday?
on Black
Just as
Friday.
bad.
No, it's not. No, Thanksgiving. That just would have made
Lost.
just the entire Thanksgiving meal just awful. I'm good on that. So thank you for the Black Friday. I appreciate that.
You get Detroit here in January. They might not be the same team in the cold. And when the Bears got that mofo circle in red and
Yeah.
whatever highlighted colors, red underline, check mark. San Francisco, I know we struggle out there, but they still usually so beat up. They'll probably be beat up by the time we play them in December. I'm just saying, dude.
On paper.
The Bears, there's more than hope because these teams are worse than we thought they would be at the beginning of the season.
That's true.
Particularly Baltimore and Cincinnati.
But I say on paper because we played the Cowboys. So we still got to see if we even still legit.
Yeah, because we could be one of those bad teams I'm talking about.
Because as we said, as you mentioned New York, you said they are bad. They look like goddamn All-Americans against
Cowboys.
But
they lost, though.
They did. But so that's the frustrating part about this. Like, I couldn't get too happy because I need to see what happens this coming Sunday.
Yeah, I agree.
Before I truly say, okay, we found it.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a chance. That's all I'm saying.
There's always a chance.
Any given Sunday.
Hey fellas, let's go to picks. Last week or 2 weeks, it was 2 weeks ago now. It was week 2. Glenn and myself, we went 2-1. And then Smoke, you went 1-2.
So we all 3-3.
So, you guys are 3-3. Yeah, we're all 3-3. We're all 3-3. So I guess we just go in the same order as the previous week. And I'm gonna let me turn the page here. Got too much stuff on my desk. All right. And Glenn, you are up first. Who you got?
Yes.
Man, it doesn't make any sense, man, because this is just a ridiculous number. But I'm gonna jump on the Bills.
No, I was just looking at that. That's why I said, God damn.
At 15,
minus 15 and a half is crazy.
Yeah, I think they might win by yes.
Yes. Bro, I know we on picks, but I went and looked at my boy from New Orleans, of course. So he in our group text, he like, man, the Saints are so bad. He just kept saying it. So I went and looked at the box score, and I'm like, man, it was, I think halftime they were down 38-3 or something. I'm like, man, how are they losing like this? And they don't have a turnover. He say they literally scored every time they touched the ball. I'm like, bro, they haven't. I'm like, the Saints ain't turned the ball over. It is halftime, and they got 38 points. I'm like, that's insane.
So, yeah, I'm taking the Bills 15 and a half, minus 15 and a half. Along with that, I'm going to take another big double-digit deficit. I'm going to take the Lions at home against Cleveland.
Ooh, that's a scary one, but I guess they're at home.
Yeah, they're at home, and look, I don't see Flacco getting away. and I'm
Wait,
going
what do you got
to.
them at?
I got them at
minus
minus 10.
10.
-10. All right. Okay.
And there's some really good college games, man. Some really, really, really good college games. Um, I'm going to take USC on the road -6.5. I don't think Illinois can stop a wet dream right now from happening.
Illinois. All right.
I was tempted with Arkansas because I'll tell you one of the best quarterbacks in college football. Nobody's talking about
Who's
Arkansas's
that?
quarterback, Taylor Green. Really good quarterback. Really nice. When he comes out, somebody's gonna be pleasantly surprised when they get him. He probably come out, make go third round, second round. That's just because Arkansas isn't getting the look see. He might shoot up towards the end, but he's a really good quarterback.
I lost my screen. There we go. Get it back. All right. Notre Dame and Arkansas. That's gonna be a good game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not touching it.
Yeah, they both needed too bad, so I left it alone.
Yeah.
Arkansas should have. They fumbled away. They had that game
Tweak. That's
soft
crazy.
against Ole Miss. They should have won that game.
Mississippi, Memphis. That was Memphis.
I'm sorry, Memphis. Yeah, my bad.
All right. I don't like any of these.
But they did the same thing in the Ole Miss. They fumbled the ball against Ole Miss.
Oh wow.
I don't like any of these college games.
Georgia Tech, Wake Forest. Ooh. I would probably jump on Wake Forest with that one. 14 at home.
All right. I'm gonna take BYU -6.5 over Colorado.
Really?
Let's go to the NFL and get out of this college world. Out of the college world.
You like Indiana at Iowa?
No, I don't like that game at all. Not at all.
Northwestern, they're finally favored to be somebody against UCLA.
Definitely don't like that. I
Ian
know.
Maliava is trying to get in the portal.
Mid-season.
Mid-season?
Wild as hell.
Nah, they're going to the West Coast. I don't like none of these games.
You don't like Baylor over Oklahoma State? I'm 40. I'm a man. Come after me. They finally went after Gundy. He gone now.
You know, that's why you don't hire loved figures, legends for your sports team. You don't do that because one day you got to fire them.
Happened in Tennessee with Johnny Majors.
One day you're gonna have to fire. Ooh, I don't like none of these games, man. I'm gonna take the Broncos -7.5. And I need one more.
Ohio State on the road against Washington.
This is gonna be a get right game. I'm gonna take Sunday night Packers over the Cowboys -6.5. Large lines. All right, Smoke. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Jets plus 2.5. Miami. I'm also gonna do Green Bay minus 6.5. And
Tennessee, Mississippi State.
And I'm gonna go
Mississippi State's undefeated, right?
Yeah.
Chargers. What was it? Yeah, Chargers minus 6.5 versus the Giants.
I thought about that one.
All right. That'll do it. Coach Smoke, Simeon Kenwood week, baby.
Yeah.
Big game. Big game. I'm gonna take the Broncos. No doubt about it.
Not a biased pick at all.
Leo won America's Got Talent.
Did they
did
really?
They? Good for them.
Oh no, they took fourth place.
Okay.
Even
that sounds
still.
about right.
Even
Yeah,
still, that's
right.
good. Yeah.
It's a great story.
Yeah. Got to give it up to them. The Leo Lions. That's gonna do it for this week's edition of the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. Glenn, you guys got a game with your brother Rice Crusaders. Got Mount Carmel coming up.
Hey, my guy CJ Gray.
Sounds like a wager.
That's the QB.
Yes, I coached
QB at
him
Rice
at 14U.
Okay.
No, he's the QB at Rice. Yeah, at Rice. At Rice.
Yeah.
So I got. Now that I think about it, I got CJ and Braden Parks at Rice, and then I got Braden Jones at Carmel.
Okay.
Sounds like a wager. we got a hey, it's either a Portillo sandwich or have you ever been to Wojo's?
No, what's Wojo's?
It's right across the street from Brother Rice. They have specialty burgers. You can get you like an ostrich burger.
Really?
Yeah, you can get like a boar. You could get buffalo, obviously. A couple other like exotic types. The Wojo's is like a staple, bro. It's been there for a minute.
There was a spot back in the day on
Hop House.
Hop House, yeah, on Franklin and Erie.
Yeah,
that
I love that
used
place.
to do those. I did the ostrich. I did the wild boar.
Yep.
I did something else that was. I did kangaroo.
Did you really?
Which actually wasn't bad. Of all of them, I think I think the wild boar was the one.
The least, yeah.
Yeah, that was. But no. That tastes different.
Gamey.
Yeah.
Too gamey.
Yeah. Okay. But the rest were pretty good. See, I'll do that. We could do that.
Wojo's. All right, cool.
GM, go ahead, buy it. I like Rice right now, but what Carmel got over there is cheating.
They said, man, the Sun-Times high school writer, what's his name? Michael O'Brien.
Mike O'Brien.
He said it's the best team in the history of Illinois high school football.
That team ain't right, dog.
He ain't never seen no East St. Louis squad. That's all I'm saying.
That could be said.
I'm just telling you what he said. I'm just telling you what he said, man.
They cheating over there, man.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I want to thank everyone for listening. We greatly appreciate it. You can catch our podcast at Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, or wherever you find your favorite podcast. You can also catch us on YouTube, the video version. Go to HP53 Production, search for that on YouTube, and you will find our podcast and the Super Duper podcast hosted by Rob Griggs. Yo, Glenn.
Yep.
Please take us out.
Hey, like we always say here, Easy Smoking the Gym. We ain't saying we're right. Just don't think we're wrong.
Yeah, we'll catch you next week after the Bears win, hopefully.